I'm Lindsey Hollenbaugh, Managing Editor of Features at the Berkshire Eagle, and this is my kitchen. We're here today because I've been tasked by my team to try to recreate a fancy, complicated French recipe. Why am I doing this? I'm asking myself the same question, but I'm doing this because often at the Eagle, when we try out new recipes or we're testing things, different people on the team try and recreate the recipes so that we can photograph them. And often what happens is that mine tastes the best, but doesn't always look the best. And it's become kind of a joke around the office. So I'm here to defend my honor today and to also show all of you that if I can make this, you can definitely make this in your kitchen. Because, no joke, this is my kitchen, right? So what we did is we decided that for the holidays, I'm going to make a croquembouche. Basically, what it is a bunch of small choux pastries filled with cream, and they're stacked on top of each other in the shape of a tree and held together with caramel, which is all homemade and going to be made in this kitchen. I had no idea where to start. So I reached out to the experts at Pastry in Great Barrington. And Jean-Yves was kind enough to let us come into his kitchen and he showed us how to make a croquembouche. He not only showed us how to make it, but he also taught me how to say it.
Croquembouche.
And what does it mean? What does it translate?
Breaking them out.
What's it?
Croque is break. It's like
Right.
croque, croque, croque. When you're chewing candies, you know, like hard candy, you're croaking on the candies.
Okay.
So croque is breaking, basically. It's like, you know,
Right.
chewing with hard. So croque and on bouche is meaning mouth.
Okay.
So croque in the mouth.
Break in the mouth.
Break in the mouth.
So the first thing I did last night was I made the cream filling, which had to be made 24 hours in advance. It was actually really simple and successful, I think. It did require 12 egg yolks, which seemed like a lot, but it's basically a custard filling, and the recipe called for putting a piece of cellophane on top so that you didn't get that weird skin on top. So there's that. So the next thing I'm going to do is make a choux pastry, which I've never made before. Jean-Yves said it's very simple, very easy. He only gave me like 3 steps, and all of the other recipes online have like 17 steps. So we're gonna go with his. I'm a little nervous about it. So his recipe calls for a choux puff pastry, calls for 1 pound of butter, 2 quarts of water, 2 pounds, 2 ounces of all-purpose flour, and 12 eggs. I use a wooden spoon, and I'm not sure why, but every time I see them make choux pastry on the Great British Bake Off, they always use a wooden spoon, so it feels like that's the right thing to do, so that's what we're gonna do. This is not looking right, but I don't think I've ever melted butter in water before. Jean-Yves did not give me any indication on what level of heat I should be mixing any of this, so we'll just wing it. Next, according to these very specific instructions that I wrote down here, and this says cool it, on top flours mix up. Is that okay? So we'll just put the flour in.
Put the flour in.
Do I cool this first?
No,
But I keep it on.
you take it off the burner. Just keep stirring.
Oh, Jesus. This is what they do on the Great British Bake Off. This is when the music starts. The video is going to be just 12 minutes long, Lindsey panting, trying to stir one thing. Come on, baby. That's not good. Now we're going to put our choux pastry in the bag. And I'm going to, on parchment lined paper, put a very small kiss. I would say that Jean-Yves, it was probably about like this big, I think. So, because according to him, it should puff up to 3 times the size. I also don't really know how many pastries this is going to make because when I asked, that also seemed part of the measurement that didn't. Oh, it's happening. Okay, whoop, all right. All right, so we're going to just go. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, okay. I think the sound effects help if you do it like that. All right. I think these are probably a little too big, but we're going to go with it. I've got some good piping skill going on here right now. It's a little therapeutic. This one, why is this one burning? First round, burnt. These look so good. They puffed up a little bit, and they're nice and brown, and they have a little bit of white, which is what we're supposed to have. So we're gonna take these out. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna poke holes in the bottom of our cooled little pastries, and I think that'll do it, right? And some of them already have holes. We're not sure why. And once we do this, we're gonna then fill them. Like, look at that one already has a hole. We're gonna fill them with the cream mixture that I made yesterday, which was pretty easy to make actually. It was milk and vanilla warmed up, and then I added sugar, 12 egg yolks. I think that's it. I can't remember. I did add a little bit of flour. I was supposed to add cornstarch, but I didn't have any. Did you get my Chewbacca? Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna make the caramel sauce, or just the caramel. And this is the part, honestly, that has been keeping me up at night, like all week. I've never made this, and I'm not gonna lie, when I went shopping for the ingredients, I actually eyeballed hard that caramel sauce you get in squeeze bottles, just as a backup, just in case this went really bad. But then I didn't, for the sake of journalism. So, I was told by Jean-Yves that all I needed was sugar. And that all the other recipes I found online that had like sugar and water and this crazy thing about burning yourself was nonsense. And he just literally took a vat of sugar, like I'm about to do, and poured it in. I have no idea how much, because he did not measure anything. So I'm just gonna do it. I got my trusty wooden spoon. Just so everyone knows, we've only been doing this now for like 3.5 hours, but it feels like hour 7 so far. Things happening. I'm making caramel. Okay, so we're gonna make that again, take 2, because we burnt the first batch, which is fine. Lessons learned, to be more patient. I jacked the heat up way too high at first. And I'm gonna also, like, when the thermometer reaches like 250 degrees, like it starts to, I'm gonna turn my burner off and see how that goes. So I think I just waited until too long. Namaste. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be great. All right, so we have finally gotten the caramel right, we think. We didn't burn it this time. Low and slow seemed to be what made it happen. So in order to make the croquembouche like an actual tree shape, the tip that we got, which is a great tip because I didn't see this anywhere online, is to create a cone. So essentially you're going to be building the tree from the top to the bottom. And we do it from the top to the bottom because I guess I'm less likely to burn my hands this way. So we'll see. So So I'm gonna pick a good first one. These are all filled and ready to go. I guess we'll go with that one. So I'm gonna dip it in and I'm gonna drop it right on the bottom so that it's like the first one. And then we're gonna quickly build from the top up. So here goes nothing. So we're just gonna put it in the bottom and build up from the sides as we go up. Okay, so we have filled up just about here, quite a bit. I'll tell you what, this caramel is definitely the thing that made this project very difficult. Okay, so this is the big moment. We have no idea if this croquembouche is gonna hold up. The caramel was really difficult to work with. It was really hot. My takeaway for this entire process so far is that none of these things on their own are very difficult, but to do all three components and to do them well takes stamina and patience and know-how, something that I lack in quite a bit. But it's been fun, and hopefully it brings us lots of joy. And now it's gonna happen. So we like I said, we literally don't know if this is gonna work or not. All right. Oh wait, he did it like this. Yeah, he did. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go, kids. This is not working. Wait. Okay. Wait. I'm too short for this entire thing. It's gonna be fine. It's coming out. Okay. That was a little bit like giving birth. We're all okay. All right, now we're gonna take this out. Look at that! I mean, it's a little leany, but yes. All right. I'm Lindsey Hollenbaugh for the Berkshire Eagle. Thanks for watching. I hope the next one looks half this good.